Hi, in this video we will talk about HTML tags and understand how they work. So first of all, let's see few example of HTML tags. So basically what happens in case of HTML is that whenever you will see a particular statement, and for that matter if you have to see a particular element and you have to understand that it's a it's a heading, it's a paragraph, or for that matter it's a, what sort of heading, it's h1 h2. So these things you understand just by seeing their tags, and we have seen this before that browser use these tags to render the element accordingly on the browser. Okay, so here if you see some examples, here we have h1. So now what happens is that if you have tags, so basically there are two kind of tags broadly classified. The one are the ones in which you have an opening tag, so this is the opening tag, okay, and this is the closing tag. Over here this complete thing is the opening tag and this complete thing is the closing tag. So if you see in the opening tag you have angular brackets and this is HTML element. This P is called the element, and this is a very frequent question that what is the difference between a tag, HTML tag and HTML element. So the HTML tag consists of this angular bracket as well as this element, and this P individually is called HTML element. Okay. Similarly here in closing tags you will have the angular brackets plus you will have this particular slash over here. I think this is forward slash. Okay, and then you have this particular element. Okay, so now as I said is that what will happen is that there you will have two kinds of HTML tags. The ones in which you have to go ahead and have proper opening tag and closing tags, and then we will have HTML tags which are also known as self-closing tags. As we go ahead we will see about that as well. Now here if you see what is happening is that the opening tag has also got several elements, okay, or for that matter these are called attributes. So we will see what are those, and here again we have opening tag, so this is supposed to be A, my bad, okay, this was supposed to be A. Okay, so we have this opening tag and we have closing tag, and now what happens is that whatsoever content is there in between will be rendered on the browser as it is, depending upon which tag it is inside. Okay, so this is the content that you put inside. So let's just go ahead and see in a structured way that how different how different things come together to form an HTML tag, and for that matter what are the components of an HTML tag. So here we have already seen we have this angular bracket, and then we have this particular thing as the element. Now what happens in certain HTML tags, you need to pass in some attributes. We will see as we go ahead that how these attributes are useful. Okay, so one of the example is that let's say you are adding a link and you have to tell the browser that okay, this link, if you click on this particular link, it will go to this particular page or it will go to another URL. So basically we use this attribute href to inform that if you click on index, then this is what is that it will be redirecting to. Okay, so similarly if you have to add an image and several things like that, you will have to add some attributes. So in some HTML elements you will have to add attributes. So now what happens is that the first thing that we have is an attribute, okay, like name of the attribute. Then we have equal to sign, and then we have the attribute value. So href means that to which particular location or to which particular link this particular A tag will point to. We will talk about A tag in detail. For now just understand the use case. So this is the href and this is the value of that particular href. Okay, so and now again this is the content and this is the closing tag. So this is how a typical tag looks like. Again, you won't have this attribute and attribute value in all the tags. We will see where it is used and where not. Now there is something to note about is that HTML tags and attributes are case insensitive, whereas attribute values are case sensitive. When I say case insensitive, which means that you write this A in small letter or capital letter, that will be working in the same manner. Whereas what will happen is that these values, if you write I in small letter or capital letter, it will vary accordingly. So you have to keep this in mind that this is case sensitive, whereas this HTML tags, whereas this attributes, they are not case sensitive. Even if you write H capital REF, that will also work. Now let's talk about the another type of tags which I called self-closing tags, or they are also known as empty tags. So in this case if you see that you don't have to have opening tag and closing tag. You just need to have one particular tag. You can either have it in this manner or you can also have it in this manner. Okay, both of them convey the same meaning. So we will go ahead and try these two, HR and BR, and as we go ahead we will see about IMG, input, meta and several other tags. Okay, so let's just go ahead and see HR and BR. Okay, so now let's say what I want is that just after this H1 I want a horizontal line. So basically HR does the task of adding a horizontal line. So here I'll simply do HR. Okay, and let's say I hit enter. So if you see, there is a horizontal line over here. If you see here, I don't need to have opening tag and closing tag like we have in case of H1 over here. Now what if I don't use it in this manner and I use it in this manner? Okay, so if you see, again both of them are behaving in the same manner. So now let's say if you are wondering what if I have a opening tag and closing tag both, how it is going to work. So let's try that as well. So let's say just here I'm going to tag another closing tag. So if you will see, you will see two lines here. Why? Because this HR was not expecting a closing tag. For that matter, this HR is not expecting an opening tag. Both of them are behaving independently and they are working independently. Hence, both of them give one HR or horizontal line to us. Now, what happens is that in this case of HR, you can also add attributes to have the or to increase the size or to modify the size of this particular HR. Now, what is happening is that we are working on HTML5. From HTML5, it was it was taken care very, I'll say, cautiously that the whole designing part should be given to CSS and whole structuring part should be given to HTML. So the bifurcation has to be very clear over there. So that is why it is, the idea is that you should not try and style using the HTML tags or HTML attributes. Only the important structuring thing has to be done using HTML tags. Okay, so we won't be adding any styles using HTML tags, though you can add very few styling, but we will be ignoring that because that is something that is not recommended. All the styling should be done by CSS, okay, unless it is something like really necessary and cannot be done, but most of the things can be done using CSS. Okay, so now this is how HR works. Let's talk about BR. So now what BR does, let's say what I want is that I want that inside the same paragraph, I don't want to create another paragraph. I just want that after I am great, everything should come in a new line. Okay, so in that case, as we know that, let's say I put it in new line over here. Here obviously it's not going to work. So here what I'll do is that I'll add BR. So BR stands for line break, and wheresoever BR it is, it will break the line from there. So if you see, it broke the line from here. Now let's say if I add it anywhere, it will break the line from there. Okay, so if you can see, I added BR over here and it has broken line from here. And again, in this case also, you don't need to mention any explicitly closing tag or something like that, and you can use it in this way or this way. Both the ways are absolutely fine. Okay, so this is about HTML tags. As we go ahead, we will see more and more tags and see how they work to define an HTML page or to create a page. And what we will do is that we will create this page for reference. Okay, so this has got many HTML tag and is mostly built using HTML only, and we will, as we go ahead, we'll try and create this page, not exactly, but we'll try and pick up all the elements that we have here. We have image, we have title, we have paragraph, and as we go down we also have tables, and so like this we will see all the HTML elements one by one.